Call to order the Delaware County Commissioners meeting of Monday, August 1st, 2022, 9:01. Let us please stand and pause to remember our fellow public servant over in Elwood and some other tragedies around here. Pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. Roll call, please.
Mr. King?
Here.
Mr. Henry?
Here.
Ms. Reagan?
Present.
Mr. Burke?
Here.
Ms. Smith?
Okay. Approval of minutes for the July 18th.
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. King?
Here.
Mr. Henry?
Yes.
Ms. Reagan?
Thank you. And I guess we have a presentation today from Mr. Isaac out the Country Village and Creekwood.
And Creekwood. Don't forget Creekwood. Good morning, Mitch Isaacs, 8501 North Yellowstone Drive, on behalf of Country Village Creekwood, coming to say thank you. We came to this group, I think it was February, maybe early March, and requested $40,000 for a playground fundraiser, and very generously, you said yes, and I wanted to come and report back. We have finished that campaign and raised nearly $120,000. What those funds will be used for sometime this fall. There's a bit of a backlog, so we don't know exactly when the playground's going to get built, but hopefully in October. They're going to remove a tennis court that was deemed unsafe by our insurance company, create new landscaping and grounds, and install a brand new playground. That wouldn't have happened without you. When we approached you in February, we had raised about $25,000 ourselves, but it was really that $40,000 that you had set aside to assist with that project that catapulted us. We were able then to go to local foundations and secure more funding, and once we had foundation funding, partner with the state of Indiana through Patronacy for a matching grant. So I very firmly believe if you had not stepped forward with that gift, we would not be here today with a new playground on the way. So wanted to say thank you for that. Also wanted to say thank you for the 6 roads that were recently paved in Country Village, and we know more is coming to Creekwood. So a lot has happened in our neighborhood over the last several years. We know as a community and as an association board that would not have happened without your support and your attention. We know we've had a lot of requests. We've visited often, but you have stepped forward and really helped improve and transform our neighborhood. So we just want to say thank you. Whenever we do the groundbreaking, whenever we find out when they're actually going to be able to do that, please know you will be invited. There's a chance the Lieutenant Governor may be there. The state matching grant came out of her office, so we're told she may attend, but we won't know until closer to that time. But please know that when there is celebration and festivities, you will be invited and recognized. Recognition, we just wanted to say thank you with some treats from Kincannon.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
For everybody else in the room, there is enough that they could share if you ask.
Yes.
We also gave Tommy, the highway superintendent, the bag too. He's done such a great job.
Yeah.
Well, Tommy's just been a great hire and really been a huge part of transforming our community, especially our roads. So thank you to the 3 of you, but also thank you to Tommy for all the good work that's been done. So thank you all very much and enjoy the treats.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, and it's always nice to be recognized with appreciation. And I will be putting mine up here after, because I am gluten-free, and I'm sure I can't have some of them, but I will
You probably
put,
can't have any of it then, Sherry.
well,
so.
I know. But I do appreciate it. And
Yeah, thank you. Have a good
Thank
morning.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tommy.
Okay. Next, we have the Delaware County Fire Department chiefs, and Mr. Holzman and Mr. Reed.
We didn't bring any treats, sorry.
None. Large guy ate all the treats. My name's Randy Reed. I'm the fire chief for Liberty Township Volunteer Fire Department and also the president of the Delaware County Fire Chiefs Association. My address is 6001 East Carolyn Drive in Muncie.
And I'm Chief Caleb Paulsman of the Albany Fire Department, and I'm the Secretary-Treasurer for the Delaware County Fire Chiefs Association, and I live at 715 East Franklin in Albany.
Okay, so good morning. The Delaware County Fire Chiefs Association, I'm not sure that you have seen us in many, many, many years. The Fire Chiefs Association consists of a fire chief from the 9 volunteer fire departments plus the City of Muncie Fire Department. We have meetings bi-monthly, and we also have Delaware County EMS, Muncie Fire EMS, and Eaton EMS at our meetings. And our main goal behind the Delaware County Fire Chiefs Association is to pull together all of our resources in Delaware County and to make us one large team to work together for first time in many, many years. The biggest downfall we've had is we've had different fire departments having their own agendas and things like that, and what we've learned in the last couple of years of pulling everybody together, we've really come to the understanding that everybody does want to work together, everybody's willing to work together, so we've been working on making that happen. It's been a long process, and it's taken a lot of time, but we've got there. So today what we wanted to come talk to you guys about was Crew Force. Back June 14th, I believe, we transitioned 911 over to the New World CAD system, and with that being done, it brought a lot of other options to the table. Crew Force is a Apple or Android CAD system, computer-aided CAD system that our runs come out on, and the biggest thing that does for us is it gives us all the information that our great dispatchers are putting in the system. It's given us correct addresses, it's given us mapping, hydrant locations, it's given us notes, previous calls and things like that that a dispatcher may not think is important to them, but it's very important to us. One of the things we've realized in the last 2 months, we have it's called Active 911 on our phones. All of our firemen have it, and it's similar. It brings in some of the information, but it doesn't bring in all the information that we need. And in today's world, as you guys know, minutes count, and all the information that's available to us to help keep us safe is our main priority. So we looked into it. Muncie Fire Department actually contacted Crew Force. I believe they've talked to you guys before about it. So now the volunteer departments got together in their last 2 Chiefs meetings, and we've talked about getting Crew Force so we can put the technology in our hands, in our trucks, and make it more safe, make it the radio traffic a little bit less of a hazard of being on the radio asking for information, things like that. So you want to go over the...
Sure.
I don't take all the glory here.
So there was a $2,800 setup fee that the city of Muncie actually paid for, and that will cover us as far as the setup through Delaware County with Jim Fluke and with Delaware County 911. The licenses are $475 a piece, and then they prorated the maintenance fee, which comes out to $33.24. That's typically $100 a year per license for the maintenance, but they prorated that since we're already over halfway through the year. So what we're asking for is to see if we can get assistance in buying 45 licenses, which would be 5 licenses per department for all the volunteer departments. The city has already done their part for them, so this would just be for the 9 county departments. So the total amount would be $22,871. And then if that, we've got a sheet on there that all of the county chiefs signed, and that's just saying that we understand that we're responsible for all future maintenance fees in the coming years, and then if they want any more licenses to add to the system, they're responsible for paying for each of those licenses, and that we purchase all the equipment that the program goes on. So we'll supply the iPads or tablets or whatever that goes on and the mounting equipment for it.
So you're asking us to get your software
Yes,
And-
the
and-
licenses.
Yeah, the licenses and this will enable you to get started, basically.
Yes. Yes.
And then you guys will handle any cost or fees associated with it after this year, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, after the first year, it's $100 a year per license. That's a little bit easier for us to handle going forward the next year, because a lot of departments didn't have this budgeted in this year. And it's just something that needs to happen.
So what's the total you need from us?
It comes out to $22,871.
You check with John, we can use the ARP funding.
John, could use the infrastructure part of ARP?
I believe so. Let me double check, but I believe so.
You want to,
I'd make a
Table it?
motion, I'd make a motion if we can pay for this out of the ARP funding, that we go ahead and
get it?
And I'll,
pending John's review,
and I'll,
that way they can get started on this, so.
and I'll second it.
And I'll have a paper to send you if it is approved, that they'll just need your signature as the purchaser to Tyler Technologies for the initial.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes,
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Notify Tyler Technologies to send you guys the bill for the maintenance updates.
Yes,
Going
that
forward.
will come to us.
Okay, all right, good.
Okay.
Sometimes they send them to the purchaser, which would be the county, so
Right.
I want to make sure that that gets cleared up.
Yep, we did talk to them about that.
All right, great.
okay.
Thank you very much.
Commissioners.
Thank you.
Okay. Under contracts of interlocal agreement with the Ivy Tech, and who's going to
got
speak
one,
on
thank you.
this?
This is an interlocal agreement. Emily's not here. I told her I would take care of this. This is an interlocal agreement that I drafted at the request of the court system, the probation department, and Ivy Tech. This is a program that they're working with Ivy Tech and a lot of the manufacturers in the industrial zone to have a position that will help transition some of the low-level offenders, people on probation, to jobs that exist in the industrial center that are desperately needed to be filled with people that want to get a chance and get out of the criminal justice cycle. This was something that John Bush actually came up with and has been working on informally, and now this is a formal position where there will be a coordinator through Ivy Tech, and that coordinator will help with the probation department to get these people jobs, make sure that they follow through with the jobs, and also get some education at Ivy Tech. It's a great marriage, and it's actually a initial program for the state of Indiana. So this is one of the first ones in the state to do this, and Ivy Tech's given a grant, Redevelopment Commission's given some money towards this position, and this just needs to move forward. So they need the interlocal agreement. The judges have already signed off on this interlocal agreement that you have in front of you.
Yes, I hope we could have a presentation for the public real soon, because it's just going to be, it's one of a kind right now in the state. And Mr. Bush and Mr. Hansard and many public officials worked on it, and we appreciate them. So,
Motion to approve.
Second.
roll call, please.
Mr. King.
Yes,
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes. Okay. John, you worked on this utility right of first refusal for the
Yes.
library?
The 911 center was purchased from the Muncie Library several years ago on a contract. That contract expired earlier this year, and I've been working with the library's attorney about this particular agreement. Part of the initial purchase was there's only one water meter and one sewer meter, and so the plan had always been to have a 60-40 split between the 911 center and the library, and that's going to continue with this agreement. The library board would also like the right of first refusal in the event that the county doesn't use that 911 center to repurchase the property back for the same thing that you guys paid for it, which was $100,000. And so I took an informal poll of the commissioners. They didn't have a problem with that. So this is the document that's needed to be signed, and the library will prepare or has the deed already prepared. They will sign the deed, and I'll get it recorded so that piece of property will then move over into the name of the commissioners.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Henry?
Yes.
Mr. King?
Yes.
Ms. Reagan?
Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, now we have our ARP Tourism Hospitality Grants reviews.
Yes, there's Victor. Go ahead, Victor.
Is Victor here? Yes, Victor, thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Victor Whitehead, President of the Delaware County Convention and Tourism Commission. As you know, the Commissioners partnered with our commission to implement and run a hospitality and tourism grant program for the ARP funds. To date, we have 11 companies, businesses that have applied, but today we're here with 7. There's 4 applications that are still pending. There's some information missing, so we have 7 applications that our commission has reviewed and made recommendations to you about either passing or denying. Do you want me to go through each one, or you have them in front of you?
I think for public record, we should.
Sure.
Thank you.
So the first one was for Pumpkin Pulp, Inc. It requested $49,000. The commission recommendation is to deny because the business is currently within the city limits, which the city of Muncie received their ARP funds. Your plan was for businesses outside of the city limits. So we recommend that one is denied. The second one is for Escapades, Inc. Again, they requested $49,000, and for the exact same reasons that the business is within the city limits, we're recommending that it is denied, and they also received ARP funds from the city. Application number 3 was for the Delaware County Fairgrounds. The requests were for $49,000 to build and purchase a electronic sign for outside the main gate. Based on their quotes, we recommend approval for the amount of $43,133.
Could we stop on this?
Sure.
I did read this, and John, there was only one quote over the $25,000 max. I thought that we recommended they have 2 quotes.
Right, we recommended they get 3 written quotes, so, I mean, I don't know what they produced, what they found, that sort of thing.
We did ask for 3. We weren't sure if the 3 had to be turned in at the time of the application or if approved. So they all know that they have to provide at least 3 quotes. So if this is approved conditional, they'll still have to provide 2 more quotes. And it would be up to $43,133.
And we could table it then.
Yes.
You have it.
Was the tourism, were they aware that we've already given $250,000 to the fairgrounds
No, we were not.
in the ARP fund? Okay.
I would make a motion, we table this one.
I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Ready for that. Mr. King?
Yes.
Mr. Henry?
Yes.
Ms. Reagan?
Yes. Okay, proceed, please.
Application number 4 was from the Academy of Model Aeronautics. They requested $49,000. It's to be used for, as you can see on there, purchasing some monitors, new signage, developing a touchscreen I'm assuming, an exhibit inside their museum, some outdoor seating, artwork, and then digital ads, Facebook ads. So the commission recommends approval in the amount of $48,650. They had listed that they wanted $350 for contingency, and we removed that. Number 6 is for JCC Hospitality, Inc. They're doing business as Pete's Bar and Grill. They requested $49,000. The commission is recommending approval of that amount of $49,000. It is to replace a walk-in freezer that's about 40 years old, they stated. He could only get 2 quotes, and he attached those to, he tried to get 3, but 2 was the max that he could get for this special, for this walk-in freezer. Number 7 is for the Wedding Factory. They requested $49,000. The commission is recommending it be denied. The business did not open until March 13, 2021, which is, per the ARP guidelines, the business had to be open by the start of the pandemic in March of 2020. And then the final one is for Iceberg Ice Cream by Thornborg Farms. They requested $34,000. The commission recommends approval for the $30,000, and they're going to be purchasing some equipment, outdoor seating, and they're saying, I guess there's going to be some work done around their property by the state, so they're going to have to put a retaining wall in for their outdoor seating, so they included that in the request.
Well, we appreciate your work on this, and I know it was very time-consuming, but we appreciate you folks handling this for us. What's your pleasure?
I make a motion, we approve the commission's recommendation.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And I'll work on trying to get 2 more for that one, and probably, hopefully we'll have the other 4 later this month or next month for you.
Thank you
Thank you.
very much.
I will prepare a grant request or grant approval contract for all the, the 1, 2, 3 that were approved, so they could sign it, which attach their grant application, incorporate that into it. Once they do that, then Jenny will prepare the claims to get them paid, okay?
Thank you.
I'll send the
Thank you.
contract to
Thank
you
you.
too, Jenny, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Ms. Moyer?
Good morning, Commissioners. At our last meeting, we opened 2 bids to replace a structure, and I reviewed both bids, and I've also forwarded it to John for his review. But I recommend that we award to the low bidder, Hoosier Pride Excavating, for $207,000. I'm sorry, $207,262.80. I know Denise needs that for the minutes.
Thank you.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. King.
Yes.
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh,
Okay.
there's another matter under the contracts. I'm sorry, that's not on the agenda. We received some requests for proposal for the mental health facility, the construction, and the mental health services. Since we only received 1 response on the construction part, I would recommend the commissioners go ahead and approve that so we can start concluding the negotiation. You received 3 proposals for the mental health services, and I'm not quite done yet vetting all those and have some conversations, so I would not recommend approving those just yet, but the one for construction, I would say go ahead and approve since you only received 1. That was BW Development.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, going over. We have our weights and measure monthly report and payment of claims of $1,363,328.17, and payment of the ARP claims of $113,988.48.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. King.
Yes.
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
The department heads, I believe.
Did I skip department heads again?
Captain
Oh, I'm so sorry.
has something for us also.
Oh, he's back there in the back row, yes. Sorry, Captain Johnson.
Good morning. This won't take long. I'm Captain Tony Johnson, Delaware County Sheriff's Office. I'm here today because we want to make application for a grant. The United States Deputy Sheriff Association, they do donations of cash and equipment for law enforcement agencies. And what I'm wanting to submit is a $5,000 cash grant that they've made available. What I'm going to do with that is I'm going to put that toward our current SWAT team to give our team members communication headsets. The ones that we have are old and failing, and I'm struggling to keep them up. they're about $900 each. This would give me the ability to at least 5 sets, get us out to the team.
Make a motion to approve the request.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Henry,
Yes.
Mr. King,
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Thank you.
Real quick, you guys had a horrible case this week also, and,
Yes.
and I know you guys worked 24 hours around the clock on that, and I just appreciate you guys and your investigators for the job they did, taking care of that case.
Outstanding work.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now it's time for the public's comments. John, do we have anything on Facebook today?
No, we do not.
Oh, yes.
Good morning. My name's Steve Justice. I'm with the Attorney General's office here. I'm with the outreach team. Just want to give a goodwill introduction about our office. Of course, with recent laws that are being developed, we always encourage you, if you have any questions concerning laws, the Attorney General represents the state, so we do litigations with your state legislators. So if you have a question about laws, I encourage you to contact your state legislators, and they would be happy. We would be happy to contact them, get a little bit more details here. And we do have things that we promote. One thing that we do want you to be aware of, the community, as well as unclaimed property. Last year, we've given over $20 million back to constituents, to Hoosiers, money that was owed to them. In the state of Indiana, there's money that's owed to you, but we cannot find that individual. That money goes to our office. And we hold that for 25 years, and after 25 years, we can't find that individual, or they can't claim it. That money goes back to the government. But we really do encourage folks to do that. In fact, we're going to be at the State Fair. We have a booth there. So if you're at the State Fair, you will definitely see us there. The last past year, the Attorney General has a heartful education when he was also served in the House. Served in part of the Education Committee, of course, with his 2 boys. So he developed within our office called the Parents' Bill of Rights. I do have copies, and I'll give these to you all. And just again, it's just a guide for parents. Let them know what their rights as parents, and so that way, we hear all kinds of information out there that we just like to make sure that they're aware. This also too, we just published maybe a couple weeks ago. Especially with the new law concerning gun rights. So we have called the Gun Owners' Bill of Rights. Again, it just for those who have questions, things about when it comes to pertaining to Indiana state law, we have this information as well. And another thing that we deal with in our office is Medicaid fraud. Hopefully there's not that issue here in this area, but if there is, that's what our office does take care of. And another thing that we deal with too is technology, data breaches, consumer protection, those phone scams, those scams that are out there. We have many lawyers in our office that works on those things here, especially with technology. If you've been compromised, if you've been hacked, we will go to government offices, to schools, and to businesses to kind of train them to protect them from those scammers. But if you have been scammed, obviously we'll come to you guys as well too to help you get protected from those issues. Again, I'm in here and Muncie here today, and just wanted to give my goodwill introduction. I'll leave this material with you all here. So thank you much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. I didn't know that the Attorney General's office was so active. Appreciate it. Anyone else?
There's a severe thunderstorm warning right now for Delaware County, so. In case you didn't know.
Stay inside.
I'll make a motion to recess.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. King,
Yes.
Mr. Henry,
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
That way I get to work before the thunderstorm hits.
Yeah.